Hey friend, how you doing? Welcome to Soulvine. This is Jamie. This is my third attempt of trying to get this out, so I don't know what's going on there, but the recording just keeps stopping after 20 seconds in. So let's connect in and see what Spirit does have for you right now. For our wonderful Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising will be the most dominant here. Just want to say hello to all our friends here and to our newcomers, and if you feel connected, like and subscribe to the channel. It just helps us keep on going, you know, and support you and reach people that need to find this message today. All right, what's the main energies right now that we need to know for our Pisces? Thank you, Spirit. What does Judgment and Death energy. Okay, that's pretty intense energy to kick off with, no doubt, in the current space. But it's basically, you know, saying here a decision, the decision-making process or the outcome, it's something's changing here, okay? That it's shifting, whatever that is. Let's have a look what is, there's something ending around that decision. And ending more so, yeah, okay. So there's something around a commitment, a structure, a person or a situation right now that has some very significant relevance. And you may have been sitting in limbo for a little bit of time or feeling like you needed to break free from this energy. There's a transformation happening. So the ending could be the ending of the way that you're thinking about it. It could be actually making a decision and taking action here. Because after the Judgment energy, you have the World. So something's evolving here, okay? Something's evolving here around a commitment, around the stability of something. Let's look a little bit further. What's influencing this right now? Thank you, Spirit. Maybe some of you are graduating, or someone close to you is graduating. And it's like, what do we do next? But it definitely could be a commitment to something or someone. Okay, so the influence is a new opportunity, a fresh start, new beginning. Maybe some of you have got a new job. Or you could just be looking at things differently with this Ace of Pentacles energy. I'm going to pull out the rest of the cards and then I'll dive in further. So let's have a look at how the past is impacting you or this situation currently. Thank you, Spirit. That's a lot to say. There was too many. All right. There we go. You've got the Ace of Wands. So there's lots of new beginnings here. Okay. What's in the headspace that we need to consider here? It's like cards want to fly around. We've got the Tower energy. So there's a bunch of cards underneath. So I'll pull out what that is. So there's something in the headspace there that I feel, again, you're concerned about. I think this came up a little bit in yesterday's read. Near outcome. As in what's coming up next in terms of this situation. You've got the King of Cups. Your power. Nine of Wands. Yeah, okay. What's going on in your environment? Ace of Cups. The Hanged Man. Queen of Pentacles. Hopes and fears. We've got the Eight of Cups and potential outcome. Wow. It's interesting how the Lovers showed up right in current situation. So there seems to be a strong partnership or union that this is about. It's about some people coming together. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but it's showing a choice, okay? The Lovers is also choice. Now it's Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Swords. Some of you could be, okay, I'm just going to tell you how the energy is coming up and I'll look at these cards in a sec. It feels like you're concerned about either someone, like a movement or a direction or what someone is doing right now. it does seem to be on the work front, okay? It feels, yeah, strong work energy, how you earn. And if it's not directly related to work and how you earn, it's to do with the stability of something, okay? With this Queen of Pentacles here, I obviously have the Ace of Pentacles showing up, and then you do have the Eight of Pentacles also. So again, I think there's some form of choice here around the direction of a connection, a partnership, something that you were once committed to could kind of be not necessarily over, but changing. You know, like there's a season and time. Like maybe if you've been studying, it's, you know, a 3 or 4 year term of study. Maybe some of you it's 1 year term of study. Maybe some of you have got a new opportunity with work, or in partnership. There's something here around that is influencing that. In addition, it's something that you started, I'm going to say recently. Again, I'm getting, you know, you started something new here. I don't know if it's 3 months, 3 years. I just keep hearing 3. There's some new energy that came into your life around then, and perhaps you decided to go a certain direction. Maybe you had a group of people, like a network, a spiritual team. I just feel like you're being called to do something else, and hence this Ace of Pentacles showing up. But in the headspace, we do have the Tower energy. So it seems like there is some concern around something not going to plan. Let's have a look at this. 4 of Cups, Queen of Cups, that's your energy, 9 of Pentacles, and the Moon. There's a bit of pressure here. When I'm exerting that energy, it just feels like there's a bit of pressure here, and that you kind of want to release, is what it feels like. And because it's on your mind here, and it's something about wanting to get, maybe some of you, it's about getting the excitement again around something. Maybe, you know, you kind of lost your passion or got a little bit bored with something, with someone, around a situation. And, you know, again, things evolve, things change. Sometimes people or jobs or the type of work that we do or the type of things that we used to love, they don't, you know, they sometimes just don't last a lifetime, you know. And I think that's the variety and the spice of life, you know. But if you don't like change, and naturally, you know, change can cause some turbulence or tension or excitement, or, you know, what does that mean next? Because there's also the unknown. But I feel like amongst this is about, some of you could be going on your own to start something. Maybe you made, you know, not a rash decision, but a decision to go a certain way where you've spent time thinking about it. Maybe someone else doesn't feel you've spent time thinking about it. But I just feel like you're not in something anymore, and this is part of the change. And what I mean by that is energetically, you just are not connected to it anymore. And maybe, you know, you haven't really spoken much about it, or maybe you tried and, you know, you weren't taken seriously. Yeah, I feel like you've lost your spark, or the care that you used to have, and you're kind of taking that back and wanting to go a different path in a different direction. And maybe you haven't shared how you feel, but it's definitely on your mind. And I feel like this is the part of opening up. There is some relation to a King of Cups, but this, again, very strong Piscean energy, right? You've got King of Cups here in the near future. You've got the Queen of Cups, your energy, which shows that your care and depth. But, you know, maybe you're dealing with someone as well. What is this? Maybe you're dealing with someone as well that, you know, weighs you down. But either which way, what I do acknowledge here, there's something exciting and meaningful that's showing up here. Maybe someone's, you know, finally going to express how they feel, or, you know, they want to, you know, do life with you, work with you, create with you with this King of Cups energy. I will look at more into this. But in terms of, you know, whatever's happening here, the 9 of Wands energy is letting us know that you've kind of gone all the way with this, you know. You've gone all the way with this, and that's supported you. You've shown up, you've held strength. there's also this little part of defeat mixed with it, but I don't feel like, again, I feel like it's a natural course here, a natural cycle that life goes through. And I think Pisces, you can very much sit in this energy of showing up, of giving the care, of giving the love, until there's a point that it becomes numb and there's nothing satiable about it anymore. There's nothing really satisfying you anymore. So I think you've figured that out. Even though you might care about it, even though that situation might care about you, there's something new that's capturing your eye, or there's something that you're interested in. So again, it's evolving, but your strength is, and what's beautiful is, you know that you've shown up in the best way, you've done what you've needed to do, you've worked hard, but something just isn't sitting right, and you're acknowledging that, and you're taking your power back in that and making the decisions that you need to make. So, you know, I think you've got to congratulate yourself, because though making change, making decisions that impact other people, naturally, you know, there's a point in time you've got to put yourself first. And I feel like you're figuring out the courage or the way forward on how to have this conversation. Okay, that's what it feels like. And again, you've got 3 aces here. You've got the Ace of Cups sitting here with this Queen of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. So the nine of Pentacles is that independence and freedom and strength. It's then you level up to the Queen of Pentacles, then level up to like the Empress energy, right? There's this part of you, again, that you see what you see, you know what you know. And I feel like this is something you've been waiting for. I feel for some of you too, if you've been in a certain type of relationship dynamic, like romantic relationship, this is going to be very particular for some of you. But there hasn't been a solid commitment or a solid movement forward or something of that nature. I feel like it's either they show up and do it, or there's this movement of walking away. I think there's obviously a strong desire for things to go to the next level. Again, this could be about a promotion, okay? But it's like you're waiting to see the next move. But there is this acknowledgement that where it is right now is not it, and you need it to change, because either which way, change feels upon you, that you have to do, that you take, or whatever that may be. So let's have a look at the outcome here. We do have the Lovers, the 8 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Swords showing up. So when we are seeing this energy, I think there's that part of you that, again, feels connected to something around the work that you want to do. But there still is some question of partnership here, and passion and commitment and dedication and feeling accomplished, right? But there is some stress. It's interesting. It keeps trying to cut out this message. I don't know why. It's dropped out twice recording, which is bizarrio. Okay. And then you have the 8 of Swords and the King of Pentacles. So there's definitely something here about doubting something, or worried something's not going to come through. Because you have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. You have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So there is strong partnerships here, strong care here, strong coming into self as well, because this is a lot about more the self. But then you've got the King of Cups. So to have then the King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, this feels more, there's love, care, understanding, and then there's the joining forces of building, okay? Something that gives strength in and stability financially, or something tangible here of creation. But for some reason, I don't know if you're feeling like someone is not delivering on what they promised, or something of that nature. I want to get some more cards here on what this may be about. Let's get some more and see what this may be about. Share more on this King of Cups energy. Thank you, Spirit. Share more on this King of Cups energy. We've got blossoming abundance and hostilities. So again, is something going to work out and give in the way that is needed? This is the Empress energy if you were to kind of look at it, okay? Is this going to come through? Again, there's just this little bit of energy in the way this is showing up. It's like you want to believe a certain outcome or a certain person or a certain promise or a certain way of showing up, but for some reason there's conflict. What is this conflict about that we need to understand more about, Spirit? Yeah, in the decision-making process. So is someone not giving you the answer that you need? What else do I need to know about this? Yeah, okay. It seems like this wants to work out. It's just not the way that perhaps you anticipate, okay? What do we need to know here about this Eight of Swords? Contract. Share more on this contract energy. So that's kind of Justice energy, Libran energy. Okay. You're worried again of being let down here. What's the potential outcome in support of this with this King of Cups, King of Pentacles? Okay, well, it seems positive, it moving forward, but it's still about the path and journey. So I feel with this, to have the storm warning and financial constraints, there may be challenges on the financial front, or the offer and opportunity of it being positive and supportive as you need. I feel with the storm warning, that's something that evolves though. It's not something that stays, okay? So anything else we need to know in terms of this? Anything else we need to know? Final message. Final message, thank you. Second chakra, Archangel Ariel. There is something new on the horizon here for you, friend, okay? It's interesting, this is also number 9, Nine of Pentacles. So I do feel this is going to be successful. I can see you stressed and worried that this is not going to work out. And there's a fair bit of doubt here. Things are going to work out differently than you anticipate, but I think maybe naturally you go, oh shit, you know, what does this mean? Where is this going? But I feel there's new opportunity. There is something that wants to begin. You do have the Ace of Pentacles here. You do have the Ace of Cups here. There's a certain like position or place here that I feel is meant for you, okay? I'm just going to get one more angel card. Reward yourself. You've been giving a lot of yourself lately, and it's time for you to receive. Make the time to reward yourself in a meaningful way. The balance of giving and receiving is essential to keeping your energy, mood, and motivation at a consistently high level. Yeah, so there may be some negotiations that you need to get into for a better outcome for yourself. But I feel very strongly this is heading in the right direction for this new beginning or for this thing that you want to create and come into, okay? I don't know, for some, 1, 2 people, something in particular, there is something about a birth, and that's been sitting in the mix here for the last couple of days, that some of you could get pregnant. So just be mindful of that if that's, you know, the era that you're currently in. Yeah, but something wants to move forward here, but you also get to choose what. All right, Pisces, I'm going to leave it there. Much love, friend. I'll catch you later. Bye.